Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Truth Be Told Minuteman Report. I am your Truth Be Told Minuteman, Robert Hensley, and coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere in North America. We like to call it the bunker. So, inside the bunker, I've mentioned this before, we have the library. We get sent a lot of books to read and consider for the shows here at our secret base. Doesn't it sound nice? Like we have a secret base. So today's book that I want to feature, and again, this is a topic, man. If you're into movies, you know, like Indiana Jones, and you're into like Hellboy, and you're into, I mean, so many, you know, the start of the movie Constantine. It's big. People like to talk about, you know, Hitler and the Nazis and the occult, right? Because that was a big part of their plan, was to get kind of supernatural support to win World War II. So that's where this book comes in. The Occult in National Socialism by Stephen Flowers, PhD. This book was released in September of 2022, September 20th, 2022, published by Inner Traditions, distributed by Simon & Schuster. It's 544 pages. It's a chunky book. It's chunky. $40 paperback. And what Dr. Flowers is giving here is from the publisher, they say it's a critical history of the roots of Nazi occultism and its continuing influence. You know, because it's not just something that happened in the past. This stuff kind of keeps going. Dr. Flowers explores the occult influences on various Nazi figures, from Adolf Hitler to Albert Speer, Rudolf Hess, Alfred Rosenberg, Heinrich Himmler, and he examines the foundations of the movement that were laid in the 19th century and then continue into the early 20th century. So there are, you know, all kinds of rites and runology that are within National Socialism, there are kind of occult dimensions in Nazi science. It's like I said, it's a big book. There's a lot of information here, but it is a very comprehensive examination of Nazi occultism. This is it's history, it's analysis, it is really kind of explores the idea of how occultism kind of grew into the Nazi movement, the Third Reich, and continues. So this is for Dr. Flowers 5 decades of research, including, you know, original German texts, but Flowers looks at the symbolic, occult, scientific, and magical traditions that became the foundation of the Nazi movement and how it kind of grew. He details the influences of Theosophy, Volkism, the work of the Brothers Grimm. Can you believe this? That the Brothers Grimm helped to create the Third Reich. So there's a lot here, you know, and there were, it's a thick book with a lot of information. And again, if you've ever been kind of tantalized to learn more after watching, you know, again, any of the Indiana Jones films, right? The Nazis and the communists, they're all trying to win wars based on, you know, with help from the supernatural and the occult. Hellboy starts with, again, trying to save the world from the Nazis, who are, you know, trying to, again, take over the world by claiming artifacts and objects that have, you know, supernatural powers. And so I mean, this book takes you a little further than, you know, the kind of the glancing over that we get in cinema, but it's definitely worth a read. And if you have been watching or paying attention to Tony's Friday Truth Be Told podcast, then you know that Stephen Flowers was just on the show recently talking about this book and the information it contains. It's a really interesting interview. So make sure that you pop over to YouTube, Truth Be Told, or Paranormal Truth Be Told on YouTube, and check that out. That's a really, that'll give you a little more insight into this book. But if you're interested in purchasing The Occult in National Socialism, you can always go to Amazon.com and buy it there. And remember, there are 4 opportunities each week for new Truth Be Told content. The Minuteman Report every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. And then the same time on Tuesday, you have La Verdad Se Habla, which is Truth Be Told in Spanish with Metaphor. Same time on Wednesdays, you have Bonnie Burkert with Truth Be Told Transformation. That's the kind of metaphysical side of things. And again, Tony Sweet on Fridays with the original Truth Be Told at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. You can always join us online at www.truthbetoldparanormal for more information. And as always, if you have a book or a story or something that you want us to look into or cover here on the Minuteman Report, email me at reportminuteman@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. All right, guys, until next week, please stay true.